Riki mid. I know some of the panelists have been advocating the Riki plus the Shard for that sleep dart. Now Smoke as well versus the Nyx Assassin. Sounds fun. I'm not sure it's good.
We going 5 Fnatics again? Is that the situation?
It was not again. Cause
It was 2
Lilguns. And
you were one of them.
I'm in my right mind this time. B-Cup, are you going to be in your right mind as well? What does Courier have to say?
Yeah.
Aww.
He gave me this.
He gave you the this.
The head shake.
Okay, I'm going to give you the this also, so you can go ahead and cast game number 2.
Nice. I appreciate the head nod. Coming right back over to us. We're going to be having game number 2. Over under 25.5 minutes.
Under.
Okay.
Under.
Yeah.
Like second time in a row, I get a little bit disappointed with the way they place their heroes. Like in the first one, I thought Lina is a perfect match for the mid lane versus DP. The second game, I think Tiny would have done just as much, and then you could pick something different for your position 4, not pick a Riki mid. But if that's what they're comfortable with, you know, I'm completely fine with that.
Right.
Sometimes picking the comfort zone is much better than picking and drafting what's perfectly in the meta and what's the best at the moment.
We see a lot of comfort picks come out, and sometimes they don't make sense with the drafts.
30
Like,
seconds to
I'm surprised at how willing teams are to throw comfort picks ahead of what is a counter or what works.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't really have a lot of heroes anymore that just straight up win the game if the game is right for them.
Right.
You usually find some item or some playstyle that can counter, like a Medusa right now is probably the strongest one in that aspect, but you can still find ways of dealing with her. Tiny.
Stun comes out, Hishki in trouble, toss into the air, but jabs, he'll dive. However, first blood's there for Raven. They still want to go in onto the gyrocopter. They've got 3 heroes chasing Raven. Man, that
Stun in
is
8,
so Raven.
Blink in 13. This guy's fine. He has a Fairy Fire as well, Sanctity. I think you need to move back to your lane afterwards. Yep.
Okay.
Easy kill.
Denied.
He ends up dead. Gets kind of corralled into the wrong direction, which is unfortunate.
They did get the first blood on him, right? So he was just buying enough time for himself to buy the item.
Yeah, got a lot of time.
Yeah, he gets that raid band. And when you're that low, sometimes it's even better to die, go base, respawn with full HP, and then rejoin the lane. Then TP into the lane with like 10% HP, and then you can't farm for the first wave.
Yeah, instead he gets a quick respawn, and he ends up going back towards top, has that Wraithman like you said. So,
how many Riki Maru mid do you see in your bracket, B-Cop?
Not
too many,
Not too many, honestly. I get a lot of the same Pudge, Phantom Assassin I feel like I'm always up against.
Pudge and Phantom Assassin? Oh god.
Yeah.
Forget I asked.
I will.
It's a rough place that you're in, man. I feel bad for you.
I try to overcome it all by spamming Ancient Apparition while
and
being
flaming
a good hero.
everyone, right? All chatting, flaming.
I should do more of that.
Oh, I see.
I should
Probably you shouldn't try to do more of that, but yeah. Top lane so far, Marvel is sustaining himself. In a lane such as this one, all you want to do is get to that Soul Ring on Underlord as soon as possible, push out the lane, and stack and farm the hard camp afterwards.
Right.
Up to that point, this is also very proper. You just pull the wave away from the gyro from the wisp, and you farm under your tower.
Shun just farming here bottom, standing his ground. He's level 2. Gets to what? Level 3, level 4. Nyx Assassin can move off the lane.
Yeah, the moment this Timber hits 3, I think you can move. There's no killing him. He started with a Timber Chain. He's going to have level 2 reactive armor. And from this moment onwards, just like in any other Timber lane, you can just leave him for a bit. If you have a good gank potential. But the problem is, mid lane, can you actually kill the Riki? 8 armor, very sustainable, most likely not. So maybe just stay bottom, make Timber's lane as good as possible.
Could you even try and go top? Like even then, like Underlord's pretty tanky. You don't want to be taking away the experience by making it a tri lane up towards top.
You don't want to be rotating that far away from Timber as well.
Right.
when you go mid, it all makes sense. You're controlling the rune, then you're rotating mid, and if everything fails, you're close enough to follow back on that bottom lane aggression. If you go top, you're just way too far.
Doesn't freeze over, but almost did. That was very close. They've got the homing missile. Do they have the damage to get the kill here onto Marvel?
He's a
Under the
tanky
tower, they're
boy.
a little bit scared of going in. Now, under the tower, Rocket Barrage. Oh,
They got him.
They got the gyro, but they will lose this Underlord. It's a solo kill, or
And
well, solo
DJ?
experience for the IO.
He should actually be fine, but he does have 8 stick charges on Tiny plus boots. This creep is in the way, though. Because of the creep, he can't use the toss. Yeah. Sometimes your own creeps sabotage you. If there was no creep, he would actually be fast enough with the boots to follow up. The toss was coming off cooldown.
So while that was happening, Jeb's sacrificing himself, I believe. Dying to the Dire.
Yep. 22 CS on the Timber, 21 on the Raid King. So far mid lane as well. Pretty good for the Invoker. 18 CS versus 13 of Ricky, even though he has 9 denies. This lane probably will change a bit for Sanctity once he gets 2 raid bans. That's when it becomes much easier to last hit and to harass, trade hits with the Invoker. But I don't feel that Moon will ever really be pressured on that mid lane. You're a Quasvex Invoker, you're just going to regen all that up, unless a big rotation happens from, let's say, Tiny.
Yeah, which would require him to
Abandon
just,
top?
Yeah, and that could be a bit of a problem.
He's already doing it. If you look at the jungle, he's actually messing with their stacks. He managed to block one at least.
Yeah, but those stacks, if you're not too careful, they'll come up. Get 3 or 4 per camp. Have yourself a good couple of stacks there for the Gyro. Get him a little bit of boost in farm. Right now, Gyro leading the way in net worth, and that's followed by the Timber Saw. So
Yeah, even though he did die once, remember that he got that first blood, so it doesn't really matter. As he started with, he pretty much started the lane with a raid band instantly after.
oh, good 2-man stun from Jebs.
Manages to get out, will get him towards that Tranquils a bit faster, and mid lane.
Avalanche comes in. This is what they wanted, but the toss only hits Sanctity. They were thinking about TPing in DJ.
Yeah, you're supposed to bring in a dust as well if you're ganking Invoker Quasvex, right?
Make sure he can't ghost walk.
Yep. Sadly, they didn't have that, and they didn't have a sentry.
And again, Hishki getting a block on one of the stacks.
Yeah, the last time he blocked the medium camp, this time he blocks the hard, you know, a little bit here, a little bit of block there, it adds up.
Cold feet. Spike Carapace with the Wraith Fire Blast walking out of that freeze. So they continue to throw like mana at this Nyx Assassin, but they're not getting the kill.
You're not getting anything here anymore. This is pretty much a done lane. He's coming back into it because there's like 3 creep waves, but you might just die here. You have to be extremely careful.
Jabs though, ooh, thinking about throwing out the stun. Now they've got Hishki in.
But even with him, like even with the Tiny, you don't threaten the Timber Saw. He has a put completed.
Yeah, Avalanche toss, right click's coming through. Not a lot of mana to work with for the Timber.
Yeah, he's letting the tower hit him all the time, keeping those reactive armor stacks up. And you just rotated 3 heroes to watch Timber farm, literally. You're here applauding him. Wow, nice CS. Good job, man. Good job.
Standing ovation at the end of the farm.
Exactly. The 3 of them are lining up, trying to make sure Raid King gets at least something here. But I feel like it would be way more valuable for him to be in the jungle at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, because especially
More
if
effective.
he dies,
Yeah.
you're taking a big dagger to your game. Now there's no tower, so you're kind of forced to be in the jungle.
Yeah, and he goes into this small camp. Meanwhile, Jabs is there. He's controlling him. Mid lane, Hishki, he actually shows himself on the tower. He gets hit by the tower even.
Yeah, it goes a little bit too far out of the trees.
Yeah. There was a ward scouting him out as well, so that was never going to work. Gyro in his own safety, farming the stacks with the IO, and this is why this combo is so good. You can take some damage from from the camps. The IO will heal you up.
Avalanche didn't hit Raven.
It wasn't gonna kill him.
No,
Right, he was mostly trying to get a couple of last hits there. Marvel is rotating in though.
They believe that they have vision there. Hishki, at least assuming so.
Yeah, they're expecting it. They don't really have vision. They were just running in blind onto high ground. Top tier 1 still standing. I think that's maybe what they should have done instead of TPing the tiny bottom. Take out the tier 1 top so that you can invade the jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This way you kinda invaded the jungle, you didn't do a lot, plus you don't have any objectives taken.
Oh, Ace. Forced to use two
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
sentries to not even get an op. So it gets denied by
Top lane. They're
Avalanche
trying.
toss and Pit of Malice with the Firestorm. Marvel will get the kill on a DJ.
And that's a decent kill. Pressuring the gyro away from the lane most likely as well, so because of that Marvel should be able to pressure the tower a little bit top lane, perhaps take it down. The problem is Fnatic is already one step ahead and they can rotate and do whatever they want to pretty much on the map. Do you want to defend top? Easy, we can defend top because no one is pressuring bottom, no one is pressuring mid.
About that 10-minute mark, Ocean Heart. Okay. For the gyro. He's about 5k net worth going Sanjin Yasha. He's got the Yasha being delivered, I believe. Like that is, he is really...
No crit shenanigans, nothing like that. I think you give the Ocean Heart to Invoker probably. He's the one constantly in the river at the moment, so he gets the most out of it. And so far this Riki on the mid lane, every time I click, he's out of mana, out of HP. They're just pressuring him hard. And when I say they, I mean Moon and his 3 balls flying around his head, because he's the one doing it.
The 3 giving him that extra HP region at the moment.
Riki going into that corrosion, orb of corrosion that is. With that, he does start to carry a punch. So maybe you'll be able to make some kills on Raven, some rotations with A ulti.
Ooh, Avalanche. I think he was trying to get the deny on the tower. Jabs. He'll run. He does get 6 from the tome that gets delivered. Oh.
Very close.
Radiant's middle tower
Do they turn
is
for
under
this?
attack.
Toss in 1 second. Maybe he'll go back in, but they have a sentry. He should understand it. And look at mid. This is truly what it is all about. Meanwhile, Moon already setting up on the bottom lane, but they don't have relocate, so this should be pretty difficult. However, they are connecting. Yeah, that's good. Wraith King TP's out.
Yeah, he saw that he went into the Ghost Walk.
Because he was also TPing very obviously while they were pushing tier 1 mid.
You've just got so much farm going away with Fnatic. And taking a lot of these tier 1s very early on.
And they're trying on the Timber again.
Avalanche, Cold Tea, looking for everything. Hill, Timber Chain away.
Once you get AA to level 6, maybe that's when you do it. And I actually didn't follow it completely through, but I believe Tiny took the Tome. And that's a big issue. Like, I think you need your AA to hit 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah.
If you had AA 6 there, suddenly you can actually kill the Timber. It's possible, it's doable. They'll try again. He has no trees this time.
Yeah, he really wants to get out, but he can't. The problem is, yeah, he dies, but that's costing you...
Dyer's
Oh,
You've gone
that's-
twice. That's a lot of
under
space.
That's a nice smoke if they can catch anyone. DJ, Raven.
I believe it. Got spotted, though.
He tried to blink in twice. And now Tiny as well just runs in. And while you're smoking and doing all this, instead of pressuring mid tier 1, Timbersaw is respawning. So you most likely won't be able to take it. Do they have a glyph? I believe they do. They have a glyph as well. Like, these small things really matter a lot. You
Right.
need to understand when you get a kill in a certain spot that you instantly need to converge on an objective.
Looking for Moon. And he's a bit far forward. They've got the Ice Blast. He's dead.
Top lane, Wraith King.
Yeah, if they can get Wraith King twice, that would feel pretty great for him. Incarnation, rotations coming over from the side of Lilgun. Not sure they're going to be in time. Jabs with some great body blocks. And they get the kill next. 1, 2, 3. They do lose Moon over mid, but that is a fine trade for him.
Yep. The whole team of Lilgun was trying to actually connect and try and perhaps save the Wraith King, but it's just another one of those instances in which you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You could be
Dire's
using that
middle
time to
tower
either
is under
farm,
attack.
get your items faster, as Tiny was doing, or perhaps pressure the tier 1 mid a little bit more. It's looking much better for Lilgun this time around, as their tier 2 is still standing, and it's almost the 14th minute mark, 13:30. That's 2 minutes longer than in the first game.
And that could change very quickly, though. One team fight, push in.
Well, yes and no, because Fnatic doesn't push nearly as fast
No,
as
they
in
don't
that
have
first game.
Exorcism, they don't have all that to go in with.
Beastmaster, Exorcism, Enchantress, all these, Drow Ranger, all these heroes just pushed so well. They don't have that this time. What they do have is almost a vessel completed on Moon.
Some dagger, though, for the Tiny. Trying to take this Ancient stack.
Timber rotates in.
X123 is going to be in trouble again, because they want to go over, and they don't have a way to keep alive this Wraith King, in my opinion. And now they look over at Marvel. Blink Strike Moon, Deafening Blast. That comes out onto the Riki. They get the kill onto the Wraith King while all this is going on. And, well, down goes Moon, but it's traded for the Underlord. So it's a 2-for-1 trade and the stacks.
Underlord, Wraith King stacks. You do still have Blink on Tiny, but it looks like they won't try to contest this, as Ancient's ulti has been already expended on that kill on Invoker.
Yeah.
But Riki did show some power there. Like, he made Moon bleed out instantly. So the hero is strong. I'm not sure how strong it is to justify it on the mid lane just yet. We'll see.
Moon's positioning in that fight was interesting.
He was trying to get to the secret shop to buy that vessel as well to finish it off. Then he tried to follow up on the Underlord attack, so he just got himself in a bad position, not necessarily on his own volition, not exactly on his own fault.
Blink Avalanche, Ice Blast all coming in on the Nyx Assassin. And they're going to relocate. They want to try and get something from this, at least in return. They also get the Ancient Apparition. Stop his TP or kill him before.
Yeah, they had nothing, no way of stopping that. Timber also isn't going into Yules, he's going into BKB, so they couldn't really stop the AA. Sanctity just scouting everything out.
Yeah, he's going to Fusel next.
I like that. I mean, what else do you do on position 2 Riki? You could go for that meme build that I've seen Synderen and some other position 4s play. Meteor Hammer into Dart, but from the mid lane, you need to actually be able to right-click a bit too.
They've got a sentry here. Believe he got spotted, but I don't know if that's even going to matter. They hit the Vendetta, they've got the stun, and now they're moving in to try and get the kill here on a Marvel. Cold Snap taking a lot of his damage. They've got the Spirit Vessel, Avalanche Toss, Ice Blast comes in, hits on a Moon, they land the Tornado, but they've got the Wraith Fire Blast from the right clicks because they have the sentries down. I think maybe they thought they didn't have the sentries due to the fact that the Nyx Assassin walked in and got that stun. They kill off the Ancient Apparition, and Underlord will survive to TP out.
He turns.
They take out DJ, they look towards the rest, right on a Raven. Oh, the big stun coming in through here by the Nyx Assassin. Raven's still on the run.
No hits onto
Can they catch
Gyro.
him?
Nah,
No,
he
they can't.
TPs.
And now Sanctity, he's trying to run.
They have one more sentry, but no dusts. They let him go. Moon was a little bit too greedy that fight. He got clipped by Tiny plus AA ulti, and he moved out. He managed to use the stick before the AA hit.
Right.
But after moving out, he moved back in, and he literally went into melee range to a Wraith King who had a sentry on the ground. Moon didn't understand that there was a sentry. They kill him off. If Moon lives, that's a completely different fight, but...
Yeah, I don't think he expects this sentry that's up towards the top of the
because he
triangle.
also has one, I believe, in the river, or had it afterwards, but definitely didn't see that sentry or expected it.
Yeah, you see him run back in. Wraith Fire Blast, 2 right clicks. He ends up dead. The fact that Marvel stays alive in this fight, too, is kind of wild.
Yeah, because they distract everyone by the Invoker attack. Actually, very well played by Lilgun. And you can see some power of their draft. they can eliminate targets extremely fast. Tiny plus A, Ricky plus A, and then Underlord is just the one that follows everything up with some Pit of Malice and Firestorm.
So now they go for the tier 2 tower over bottom. The Malice down. Not a lot of mana here for your Timber.
Yeah, Sanctity was also out of mana. They caught him in behind.
Ice Blast in, hits Jabs, and well, Point Strike, they'll get the kill. They hit the homing missile, Tornado comes through, lands on the 2, Ace taking a lot of damage, we get the kill into the Ancient Apparition. They look over at Hishki, right-clicks in, tossed up into the air, Raven still trying to chase, the tether is gone, they've got the Avalanche, Hishki's gonna walk away.
Yeah, that was also a very nice smoke screen from the Ricky. Sanctity pretty much saved the Tiny together with the Avalanche. He used the smoke screen on a choke point on 3 heroes and allowed the Tiny to live. You shouldn't bail on your supports. Moral of the story, help each other out.
Or just leave them and tell them to buy more wards. It's their fault.
And flame him as well and tell him that you're gonna report him afterwards. That also works, obviously.
Always.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's the words that have always worked.
It's a classic.
BKB finished here for Raven.
Yep. He's getting pretty much fight ready.
Right.
He has the BKB, S and Y, very tanky. Didn't go into anything too greedy like an Aghanims early on. Just wants to be able to fight constantly.
And 4 staff now for the Nyx Assassin. We'll see if he goes Ags next.
Yeah, that 4 staff is... He actually has a recipe queued up as well. 4 staff plus a recipe for 4 staff queued up, so you want the double 4 staff.
4 staff level 2.
Yeah. They should make that. Longer range.
Longer range, shorter cooldown. Ice Blast coming in. BKB's been popped. Relocate out. Courier, that's dead. Just standing still.
I remember the times when you couldn't actually relocate the target out with BKB, but we might see a fight here.
Yeah, they want to come over. They've got the Spike Carapace. Look at the damage onto the Wraith King. Oh, he's just gone so fast. And they're going to look over. Avalanche lands. Timber Chain across. As Ricky's trying to get the kill here on the DJ. Does he get out of this one? They have the Deafening Blast, and he does, because Sanctity is dead.
Yeah, that was just perfect execution by Fnatic, because Wraith King dies from the EMP.
Yeah.
He has 20 Magic Wand charges, but is unable to use them to get that mana back to actually use his ulti. Meanwhile, Ricky almost hits and kills off the IO, but DJ lives on a sliver of his HP, and his teammates are fast enough to control the Ricky and get that kill before he manages to kill the IO off. Really well played by Fnatic. Plus the fact, the peace of mind that they had, okay, they just wasted a lot of spells, we wasted the BKB, but we can still fight. And then they actually go in and win a team fight.
With that team fight win, we'll see what they do from here. Know that they want to grab the outpost. They've already done so. Going Shard next on the Ricky, no surprise. Look at the Sleeping Dart. You've got the Vendetta used. And there's the smoke popped. That's for an Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, we'll see how much of a change this Sleeping Dart will do.
Might get caught. They saw that Courier.
Still
Question is, can they see him?
Still has ulti and he's safe. He has a Quelling Blade now to use.
He had ulti last time.
He had ulti, yeah, that's true. He's actually queuing up a BKB very, very early on. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe a Shard at the moment and then just buying a Sange would be better. Then you kind of get the best of both worlds. You don't need mana for the ulti, plus you get some stats resistance, plus you hit harder.
Right.
But alright, he wants to save the safe route.
Marvel in trouble. Ice Blast going into the pit.
And this is big too. Now you know they don't have AA ulti. You can actually freely go back into the pit. Yeah, I think in a situation such as this one, if you don't want to fight, then you just let the AA use the ulti, maybe snipe Rosh, and everyone farms meanwhile. Right. You don't just stand around the pit while AA ulti is flying in and then kind of think about going in or out.
And then you're not getting anything from it.
Exactly, you're not getting anything from them. You're banking on an off chance that AA ulti will catch someone very low, and then you jump in with Tiny, eliminate one target, make some trades, but it's... the risk assessment just isn't there.
12-12, 4K lead for the side of Fnatic.
Jabs.
They've got the Dust on the Sanctity. Sunstrike coming in with the Chakram to the chain and the Whirling Death. Sanctity blown up. Hishki going in, trying to get a kill. They have the AA Ice Blast to finish off Jabs, but this is going to cost them 3. And I'm not too sure that's worth it. Ace, he finally falls. Force Staff used to make sure he didn't freeze over.
Yeah, and they just go top, continue pushing. 23 minutes in, Tier 1 is still standing. That's just not acceptable for the games that we've casted together. No Tier 1 should stand after a 13-minute mark.
Very true.
Wraith King on the mid lane.
Tornado
Scouted out.
EMP.
Yeah. He does have the wand. He actually uses them already. And that will keep him alive though.
Now they're just going to go for the Tier 2 tower. See if they can take this Firestorm.
A ulti once again.
Yeah, coming through the middle, but
Tiny is actually sneaking in through the trees, but was just a tiny little bit too slow. Couldn't catch the Invoker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
this is a nice lead for Fnatic. Like, Lilgun, what do they have to do to bring this back?
I don't know. I actually have no idea. Maybe some magic by Ricky plus Tiny and AA. That's how it feels like, at least. Like, these 3 heroes need to get some sick pickoffs, like this one maybe.
Stun on the 2 Jabs. He's taking the attention of everybody.
This is a 5-man rotation to kill off a Nyx Assassin. It's not worth it. At least you get something, and is that a BKB? I believe it is. Okay, so Wraith King has a BKB. However, your high ground is being pushed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the best trade-off.
And your Tier 2 mid.
And the Tier 2 mid. The Tier 2 bottom is already gone. Actually, Butterfly completed on Gyro. 25 minutes in. A ulti.
Coming around the back. It lands. Avalanche toss. Not sure it's going to be enough for BKB being popped. They try to back off. Oh, God. 1, 2, 3 once again. He'll lose his first life. They've got the stun on the Hishki via the Spike Carapace. They're still trying to get the kill here onto this Timber, who is alive for a little longer, but finally falls. Toss on a Raven. He's got the Rocket Barrage out as well as the Flak Cannon to get the kill on the Ace. And now they're looking over at Moon. They'll get the kill to the Invoker. The right clicks from this Wraith King starting to hurt. They have the Aegis to work with. They've got the Tether. They'll get the kill on the Underlord. Now they look over at this Wraith King again, but he gets tossed away. They have the stun.
Oh, Impale. Okay, uncharacteristic for Jabs to miss a spell, but it happens to the best. Really good Carapace from him. He caught not only the Underlord, but the Wraith King as well. Sadly for Fnatic, that is, Wraith King was fine enough. Nice try to toss back by Hishki. Okay, Lilgun showing some teeth. I actually thought it was a mistake to go on the Timber. If you have such a good setup, maybe you could just blow up Invoker first, or maybe even one of the supports.
Right.
But they made Timber pop that BKB very early on, and then they managed to kill him afterwards.
And they're still missing this Ricky, who just blinks back to the Wraith King. But again, Jabs a little bit too far for him. That's a toss, that's a kill.
Yeah, nice smoke, preventing him from carapacing. So, one issue that's probably very apparent to you as well is this Radiance on Wraith King right now, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much making Fnatic's game easier, because Nyx Assassin with the Carapace just found another valuable target to easily control. You can even see it in fights. He's turning off the Radiance. If you're turning off the Radiance, what's the point? Why did you buy it?
Yeah, you want to spend all that gold to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice item. It also buffs your farming speed. Yeah, sure, but it just feels... Versus Nyx Assassin, it really feels off.
You don't want it to be just a farming item.
Yep. Nice bulk of flames that they found. Probably can give it to Chuyan. Yep. He's going to be that little bit much tankier. 10% magic resistance versus the AA. Very nice.
They've got the sweeping dart now.
Okay, let's see what they can do with it.
They've got a Sentry, and now Sanctity moving in. They've also got Hishki with the Avalanche, as well as the toss out of Jabs with the BKB being popped here by 1, 2, 3. Ice Blast flying in. They got the kill on Hishki. They look over at the Underlord. They've got the stun onto a couple as they'll chase this Underlord, looking at Dark Rift away. Sunstrike not going to land, and they don't have the damage.
It's fine. A, however, he missed the Uber back home. He was coming from behind. And I love really how Ancient Apparition always has these ultis from like some positions that you just don't expect.
Yeah.
And he's always good with wards. Like, look, even when they're losing, they always have good vision on the map because he moves across the map, does his own thing. He's really good with that. Plus, when he's on the other side of the map, those A ultis are just unexpected. Like they're coming from some weird angles.
You don't see him till the last second.
You can't dodge, yeah.
Going for the outpost. Ooh, Moon should know. He just walked in. It's that Ricky. Doesn't do anything about it, though.
I'm just waiting for the sleeping dart. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fall asleep waiting for the sleeping dart.
Throw the dart out onto you.
He darted me indeed.
Fnatic, while they're pressuring, they kind of look nervous about moving forward any further.
No, they're just taking their time. They don't truly have to force anything. When you're controlling the map the way they are doing, and when you know that the enemy team isn't farming anything but maybe one side, one lane,
Right.
you're completely fine with that. You're taking 2/3 of the map, and then you can push in.
And you're just extending your lead.
That should be Satanic completed as well. Well, not yet, but it's flying over to Raven. Questionable a little bit versus AA, right, as you won't be able to heal up, but after that ulti or after you pop the BKB and that ulti has passed, you'll be able to get your HP back up.
Courier is going over to the secret shop. See if they want to take care of that in any way. Ice Blast coming in, but that's not going to land. They look over now at this Wraith King once again, tossed away, but it's on a jab, so get the kill on the ace. The look over is now Wraith King's lost his first life. BKB is popped, focusing the attention onto DJ. Wraith Fire Blast as well as the crit. They'll get the kill on the DJ. Sanctity as well as 1, 2, 3 running.
They don't have detection on him. They do have vision on Marvel, but he should be fine too. Gets out with the ult. So they bought back, what, only AA? And Wraith King lost his ulti, but that's it. I think you're fine if you're Lilgun for that. You got the Wisp at least, so you're not super happy that your position 5 bought back, but
It's not the worst thing in the world.
it could be way worse because of the way they started that team fight. It was horrendous.
Right.
They tried to go on the IO with the Sleeping Dart, but they forced him out of the smoke, plus the Frost Blast missed. So there was a high chance for Fnatic to just obliterate them.
The Ice Blast landing in an odd position, just in between the fight.
Because it's difficult to catch IO if he's not controlled. Not only do they have 4-staff on Nyx, he also has Tether to move away. Bottom lane, Sleeping Dart.
Into the Ice Blast.
The dust.
And he's dead.
Damn,
Moon is in trouble. He's not really done a lot this game.
Yeah, but that's such a decent and easy setup. Like, that's so good. The Sleeping Dart on Wiki plus AA on your team. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill on Invoker. He needs something to either get rid of the dust or get rid of the AA Sleeping Dart or whatever. Some Aeon Disc, some BKB, something similar might be helpful. He actually has the BKB queued up.
Over towards Roche is Fnatic for a second. Their posture near the pit, that's going to be up in just a couple of moments.
Yeah, Raven is just getting bigger and bigger. That's Kadi queued up. He's sitting on 3k gold with the Satanic, with the Butterfly.
And that's Shard that's going to be dropped, so we'll see.
I'm not sure. There's a good chance that Lilgun can take this next fight if they set it up with the Sleeping Dart. I feel like Fnatic, what they need to do is buy another 4-staff. If you can double 4-staff someone out of the smoke cloud, most likely you'll force him out of the AA ulti as well.
Right.
Because they will always try the same setup, right? Sleeping Dart into AA ulti.
Hishki. Cold Snap doing enough to land the Vendetta. Now the stun. They've got the Pit of Malice. Sunstrike comes down, but it's not going to land. Timber Chain all the way over. They're looking for the Dark Rift out on the Underlord. Also get the Wraith King out of there. That sends them back with Roche just spawning.
Yeah, this should be the moment in which they scout it out. Chuyan, yeah, going straight into the pit.
Does he take Shard? Flamethrower, I feel like is still...
I think you can give it to him, yeah. Who else would you give it to?
Maybe Raven even?
Raven? When position 5 Gyro was popular, actually you would always buy that shard on him later on in the game because it's really good. Well, position 5, 4... Well, he has it right now, but let's see if he actually uses it.
He gave it to the Timbersaw.
Yeah, it's much better on him. This flamethrower is, when it was added by Ace, when it was added, I thought it's just a meme, but it's actually pretty solid.
It was really strong. I think our first real view of it was during the Season 1 Southeast Asia.
Exactly.
And
Masaro's side, I believe, was building the shard.
And it felt like it was
Gyro.
disgustingly strong.
Raven. He's just so far away from all of his team.
Now he's deeper into the base.
But he doesn't care because there's no AA. As long as there's no Frost Blast, he cannot die.
Tier 3 on the high ground. Scotty finished for the Gyro. Manta finished for the Ricky.
And we talked about that one fight when Ancient bought back.
Ooh, Spike Carapace. They might catch the Tiny. Hishki in trouble. Hishki very dead. Got the silence off the Gyro as well as the sleep.
If you can't deal with him, just put him to sleep and move away.
Trying to go on to this Timber. He's really soaking up a lot of this damage. He's become the sponge.
They do have a buyback on Tiny, and Ancient Apparition is now back up, so maybe some Frost Blast.
Right through the fight. Oh, that lands on 3. That's significant because both Moon and Sean go down. They get the cone of the Ancient Apparition afterwards. They buy back on the Wraith King. That was a great Ice Blast. Now he's dead for another 43 seconds. Spike Carapace. All right, Rocket Barrage. Raven trying to survive. The stun is there. They'll get the kill on the Hishki once more.
DJ's
he's dead
here
for 90 seconds. DJ ready to save if he can, but Sanctity, I feel like he's looking to Sleeping Darkness IO. And there's the tether. Eats the cheese. Raven trying to survive, and he'll continue throwing out those shots. They'll get the first life out of the hands of 1, 2, 3 once again. Sanctity moves forward and will kill off Jax. The Rocket Barrage constantly on 1, 2, 3. Wraithfire Blast trying to run away.
Another
Sleeping
dart
Dart is there. He'll wake up.
Raven is just such a boss here.
He's really trying to survive. He's got Satanic again.
Radiant structures are
Fire Blast, Ice Blast, and they don't even need it. He's dead for 94.
DJ, TP's out. They didn't have any buybacks on Timber or on the Invoker, who both got clipped by that initial Ice Blast, like you said. That pretty much, that's the only thing that kept Lilgun in this game.
Saved the game for them.
Yeah, it saved the game. They didn't even lose the side. And it's a big, big deal because they also get the gem on Ricky. Wraith King did buyback, which is not that great, but they did manage to kill Gyro in the end, so it's definitely worth it. Plus,
They
if
fought back on both supports, too.
yeah, and if he didn't buy back, they'd lose the side 100%.
Right.
What a crazy execution. The moment Ace not buybacks, the moment he respawns, they get these 2 major kills.
Yeah, the Ice Blast doing a lot. And it's only level 2.
It doesn't matter really, as long as they can't heal, as long as there's that break threshold. What's it? Shatter threshold?
Yeah, the 10%. Or not the 10%, 12%.
Suddenly it's so much easier to kill the Timber and the Quaswex Invoker, who's no longer Quaswex any longer. He's got a little bit of everything.
Most in the Exhort right now.
Yep. He's mostly the electricity machine at the moment. Move behind the Gyro, make him hit faster.
are scanning.
Yeah, I will let you hit faster. You could do this. You got it.
Yeah. Still, Jabs is doing just so damn much in these fights. This Nyx Assassin in the first game, now in the second as well, you can really see him doing work. Hishki, he's still around.
Yeah, he's got TP available though.
What they're trying to do here is, if Invoker stays alone, maybe for one extra wave, Ancient Apparition sends Frostblast and he's dead. They can 1-2 him pretty much.
Or even a sleeping dart into a
Definitely
ice
even a
blast.
sleeping dart, yeah. But this gem that they got from DJ is just so valuable. Suddenly Sanctity, he's not afraid to be on the map. And he can follow Invoker through Ghost Walk everywhere.
Yeah.
It's such a big item. Especially if it's someone else. You didn't have to buy it, you stole it. Feels good.
Didn't have to make that purchase.
Yeah.
Raven now level 25. He's got 3 homing missile charges.
What is the highest net worth you've ever reached on a hero?
35?
35k?
I want to say my highest with Ancient Apparition is like 28. That's
Man,
for
I'm
sure.
not talking about supports. Like,
I know. Just saying.
wait, how much?
Like 28,000.
That's still a lot.
Like an 8. It was like an hour and a half game or something like
I
that.
see. I mean, it's still a lot for a support ancient where you support.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
But you hit 25 and you're just doing so much. And if the game's at a stalemate, even when you're getting kills, gold's going up. Ricky going Crystallis BKB.
Yeah, maybe even just the BKB early on would be a little bit safer. The crit is definitely nice, buffs up your damage a little bit. He's getting closer and closer to level 25. They're all pretty much in the same spot. They need that one extra item, and they can actually take a solid team fight. But it all comes down to execution. It literally does not matter. Just the Ancient Apparition with the Frost Blast. That's all you need.
Yeah. Moons just was sitting in the pit. I'm not sure.
Waiting for Rosh?
Yeah, and it's not up for another minute 40.
At least.
Yeah. They might go through top here. They're all starting to
Bottom lane.
TP bottom now. Spike Carapace, the stun, and this is a lot of damage coming in from Raven. They've relocated over. They get the kill to Hishki. Try to get Sanctity. Uh-oh, he is in a lot of trouble.
That's a gem reclaimed as well, and that's a huge mistake. He actually used, he used the blink and the smoke screen without using the dart. So Invoker gets that BKB instantly, and then they follow up so easily on the Tiny without Invoker just dying afterwards.
Yeah.
So he was a little bit greedy because he knew that Invoker will be focused on the Tiny.
Now they're going on to the top tier 3. They'll bring over Moon. Jabs makes the rotation too. It's a 3v5 fight, and the Iraqs are going down very quickly. BKB's been popped here by Raven. They've got the stun, and man, Marvel just gets obliterated.
Yeah, he does have a buyback. Ricky might have to use it too, though, because they will lose one side at least. X1, 2, 3, he is not enough to defend this. You need to buy back the Ricky. He'll probably buy back the same second Tiny is up.
Lined up to do it earlier. They're going in, and oh, look at that.
Oh,
Great
now it's
King's
too
got
late.
with no buyback.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is a moment in which you as Fnatic can definitely just end this game. Or as Lacoste says,
When it's time to call it, it's time to call it.
that's it.
Yeah, they're going to take a mid center. I think that's just that little interaction right there too is a bit of a learning experience for Lilgun, because Ricky holding that buyback a little bit too long when Wraith King's frontlining and has lost that first life.
Yeah, maybe they weren't communicating that well, because Ricky is probably doing the right thing. He's waiting for the Tiny to respawn, but the problem was you're losing Rexes already, so you can't really be that conservative.
Nice Blast comes in, but I'm not sure that's going to do enough. They've got the Aegis popped on Moon. The 2-man stun comes out from the Nyx Assassin. They get Sanctity, they get Hishki. They're going to run down Marvel. 4 heroes, make it a full team wipe. Fnatic are going to get the 2-0 here and clean up Lilgun, making it look pretty easy throughout the series.
Yeah. I believe this is also the longest game that I have casted.
You got to see tier 4s.
In yeah, I actually got to see tier 4. Well, they're still standing. They didn't kill them, right?
Yeah. Well.
But they got to them at least. They got to Megas. This game wasn't a sprint, but it was a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
Saw some new ideas. Ricky from the mid lane with the sleeping dart. When you're the underdog, you can.